Hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're going to wait a few seconds to see who joins us today. So, we'll wait just a moment. Hopefully everyone is having a good day. And depending on where you are, today may have been the last day to register to vote in your area. I know here in Tennessee, today is the last day to register to vote. So if you haven't done so already, please go online and do so. Every vote counts. Every vote counts. So I can't see who's on. As you join on, please comment hello so I can see who's here and say hello back. Anyway, I'm not going to waste a lot of time because I know a lot of people see this on replay, and so I don't want them to have a lot of time where they're waiting for me to get to the content. So again, I am Cherie Lamore. How are you? Hi, Jamaica. I see you. Hey, Booski Boo. I know I miss you so much. Can't wait for this COVID stuff to be over because I need some interactions with my friends. I miss y'all. But anyway, so I'm Cherie Lamore. This is Pearls of Wisdom for this week. Again, as you come in, please say hello so I can see who's on and I can say hello back. And if you didn't hear me already say that today in many states, it is the last day to register to vote. It is so in Tennessee. So if you have not already done so, please make sure you go online and register to vote. Anyway, so I'm going to get to the point. Please like, share, and comments on this video throughout. I love the interaction I have with you all. So today's topic, what did I say we were talking about today? Oh, don't stumble on something behind you. And so I just love it. So as I tell y'all all my business. So I recently moved, and when I moved, you start going to different places and start looking for home decor and all that other stuff. So I'm looking for things for my walls, and I still have nothing on my walls yet. It's driving me crazy. But I did see something in a store, and it said, don't stumble over something behind you. And I was like, I like that. I like that, because if you're moving forward, you can't stumble over something behind you. And I started thinking about how many times in my life that I've stumbled over stuff that was behind me, either a past relationship or things that I thought I had gotten over or gotten beyond. I can't tell you, I have a friend, and she tells me that I used to have strays. That's what she used to call the past men in my life, because every guy I broke up with, I still remained friends with them. And not that anything else was going on, or there could have been times here and there maybe something was going on, but that was my past. And she, used to stress to me, you got these strays. It's like they're stray cats, like you fed them milk outside your back door and they just won't go away. And I can honestly say that there have been times in my past that those relationships hindered me from things that I should have been doing in the present, or things that were leading me to my future. And so I kept thinking, after I read that in that story, like, how many weeks, months, or years did I waste on, hey Jeanette, how many years, months, or weeks, months, and years had I wasted on people in my past? Things were in my past, or relationships in my past, and those are weeks, months, and years that I could have been doing something else towards the future that I know God has in store for me. Or then I thought about, how many people do I know who have parents who were alcoholics, who drank a lot. And I just remember some people in particular that I'm thinking of who it drove them crazy about their parent, who, as they were growing up, was constantly the drunk at all the school functions. Here they come their parent drunk. Or any family thing, here comes their parent drunk. And then I realized, but those people drink a lot too themselves right now. And it's like, sometimes if we don't forgive the things of our past, we can repeat them, whether it's something we did or something a parent did. I mean, honestly, you all, how many of us can sit down and think, and I don't want to say too much because I know my mom watches these, but sometimes we sit back and there's certain things about ourselves we don't like. Like if we're really honest about ourselves, there are things and traits and stuff that we do and we're like, why do I keep doing that? And if you really sit back and think about it, it could be something that your parent did. And it frustrates you. But if you don't learn to forgive your parent for that thing that they did, you're going to continue to repeat the cycle. And so let me give you an example. So I love my daddy. Loved him, loved him, loved him, loved my daddy. But my daddy, hey Keisha, my daddy was not good with money. And so he may have paid bills here or there, paid bills. But there were times our lights went out. And we were sitting in the dark. There were times, whatever, something else had happened, and it used to drive me crazy, or it used to embarrass me, even though I made sure nobody knew that we were sitting in a dark house, and nobody knew that we didn't have any gas. So we were heating up water on a hot plate to take a bath at night, so we can go to school the next day. I made sure nobody knew that because the stuff was embarrassing to me at the time. But I can honestly say that in my adult life, I've kind of messed up. And I've kind of been like my dad in certain cases. And there's been times, God, I got to be honest, in my past, I've been sitting in a dark house or whatever. And it's those things that I realize now are like, if I just needed to forgive him for those things because I don't want to repeat those things. And I just want all of us to sit back and think about some things. Hey Simone, what are some things that you do that drive you bananas? And is it something that your parent did or some other relative did or someone you know that did, and you just need to forgive them to move on? Or what are some things that you actually did in your past, but you keep going back to that past and you keep letting it trip you up? For example, maybe you have anger issues. Hey, Wanda, maybe you have some anger issues and you know that you fly off the top if somebody says anything to you sideways, and you've known that doing that gets you in trouble, yet you continue to do it. So then so that's something, supposedly that situation was behind you, but you keep tripping up over it. So my encouragement to you today is to not trip up over the things of the past. If you are moving forward, you can't even see the stuff behind you. If you are truly over it and your focus is on what's in front of you, you can't trip up on that stuff on the past. If you've learned that lesson, you don't have to learn it again. Isn't that wonderful though? Isn't that really, really wonderful? Like once you learn 2 times 2 is 4, you don't have to learn it again. But until you got it, you had to keep repeating it as a student. You're sitting there, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 3. No, it's not 2 times 2 is 3. Okay, 2 times 2 is 5. No, not 2 times 2 is 5. And once you got that 2, hey Mariella, and once you got that 2 times 2 equals 4, you didn't have to learn it again. Wanda says she wants to get stuff the first time around. And we do, but guess what? We don't always. It would be nice if we can learn the lesson the first time. But sometimes we don't. I've had situations at work where I've had problems with people, either a boss or a coworker, and people just irritate me. And I think I learned a lesson. Okay, God, those things that are irritating me, it's like sandpaper, right? It's meant to make you smooth and to help you get better, right? Sandpaper takes a rough piece of wood and makes it smooth, it makes it beautiful, makes it something that you can really use. But then 6 months later, I find myself in the same situation. And I'm reacting the same way I did back in the past. And that just proved to me I didn't learn the lesson. Now, once you learn the lesson, doesn't mean you won't be tested again. So once you learn 2 times 2 is 4, it doesn't mean someone at some point in time won't ask you, what is 2 times 2? But if you learn the lesson, you know the answer, you know how to respond, and you just move forward. And so when I saw that, and I might go back to that store and try to pick up that saying that you can't don't trip over something behind you. I really think that I need to get that and post that up somewhere in my office as a reminder to myself that if I've had the lesson, if I've learned it, then I can't trip over it again. If I've had a situation in my past that I've done, or a relationship that I now know is over, then let it go so I can't let it trip me up again. Cycles. Yes, Keisha, cycles. Those are vicious cycles. Or if there's personality traits of myself that I don't like, and I recognize that these are traits that I've gotten from my mother or my father, then I probably need to forgive them so that I don't make those same mistakes. Again, how many people you know people who drink a lot now, and if you do some research or ask some questions, you find out they come from a family of people who drank a lot. And as a child, they didn't like it. But it's a vicious, vicious cycle. So my encouragement to you today is to not trip over what's behind you. Focus on what's important, what's in front of you. Learn the lesson so you're not looking backwards and tripping over. And then guess what? If you try to move forward and you turning around constantly, you can't go in a straight direction anyway. The only way to move straight forward to your destiny is to look forward. You try going to your destiny and turning around, looking at what's behind you, and see how far you go. You'll be zigzagging all over the place and tripping and falling all along the way. So that's my encouragement for today. Oh, and you all, thank you so much last week when I said that I didn't feel well, and I still don't feel well today. I got a headache. I think it's the enemy, really, when it comes to these Facebook Lives. They take a lot of energy out of me. And I feel I'm starting to think that it's just a little trick of the enemy, because I got a headache today, but I refused to succumb to it. I was like, nope, I'm still doing my Facebook Live. So headache or not, here we go. So, but I thank you, because there was such an outpouring of people commenting on my post or texting me or calling me that night or even the next day, like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I just waited too late to eat last week. At least that's what I thought it was. And I had a headache. And today I made sure I ate, but I still got a headache. So devil is a lie, because I still did my Facebook Live. Anyway, so that is it for my Pearls of Whispers today. Please remember not to trip over the things that are behind you. Look forward. Figure out if you need to forgive someone when you realize that you've got some traits of your own that you don't like. And that's it. Like, comment, and share this video, please, you guys. I appreciate you all so much every week when you share my video. I really, really do. And until next week, Monday. Oh, and next Monday, I'll be a year older. Anyway, that's it. Have a fantastic week. I will talk to you all next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.